Okay, so here is another question that came in on framerlove.com. I created a Q&A section there, and I am taking questions and recording them and posting them live. If you are part of our private community, I will actually send you the audio directly to your email that you've used to register, and it won't be for public consumption. All right, so the question ostensibly is, should I start a Framer design subscription service or just try to sell design services? So the contrast here being, should I do this very in vogue kind of zeitgeisty thing of, charging $3,000, $5,000, whatever the amount is per month, and, just try to get these high-end clients and give them these unlimited style design services. This is very popular now, kind of pioneered by the Design Joy, I guess, is the agency that sort of kind of brought this into the public view or the agency view. I think it's a great idea. It's not a great idea for me, and I don't think it's a great idea for folks who are not really high-end designers or have the ability to reach out to folks in their orbit who can afford to pay those sorts of prices. But what I would do instead, I think there's an alternative approach to this that is equally, if not easier, to make great money, and it's a much lower bar to get started, and it does kind of, intersect with the unlimited subscription design agency service, if you would like it to, on a easier to implement basis. So here is what that would be. So what I would do, not being a professional designer, if I want to sell agency style subscription services on Framer, I would pick a very simple style template that could be scaled very easily. In this example, I'm going to recommend like an invoicing template or an invoicing framework built on Framer. And there are a few. I'll post a couple links on Framer Love to the ones that I've bought. I've bought a couple. And essentially what it allows you to do is for your clients to create these really slick, beautiful invoicing style services that you can reach out to kind of any professional in the world who struggles to get paid by their own clients. I know a lot of folks in the mental health industry, the therapy business, for an example. People struggle to get paid, right? If you're working with clients privately as a therapist or patients as a doctor, and you're not billing, let's say, health insurance or what have you, getting people to actually pay for sessions can be challenging. It's the same in the coaching or plumbing or, any sort of service-related business that sends out, like email reminders or, sends out paper bills in the mail. Well, you can give them a really beautiful website that they can electronically send links to customized invoices for each respective client that they have. And it'll, for the proprietor, for the professional, it'll tell you which invoices are paid, which are not paid, all that sort of thing is available on Framer. And you can do this, and I've shown this to a number of people, especially in the mental health industry, because I have a lot of connections in that space. I have family in that space. My sister's a psychiatrist. And everyone has been really, really impressed with the ability to do something like that on a, have like a central management of their own invoicing without hiring one of these expensive, kind of software services that does this on a national level. So that's idea one. Something like that is perfect. There's two templates that I've purchased that I really like for this. One is called Billify. The other is called FAKTUR, Factor, I think it is. I don't know how it's pronounced. I think it's actually, a non-English speaking designer who created it. So maybe that word has some salience in his language. But nonetheless, Both are beautiful. I like the second one better. It's more robust. There are other invoicing templates that are available as well. I'll put those on Framer Love, and it's really it's something that you can just iterate on over and over again. You can just go to clients and essentially, or go to potential clients and essentially say, hey, if you're struggling to get paid, blah, 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 blah. I know that's a challenge in this industry. Here's a solution that I built that works wonderfully well. It looks fantastic. It'll expedite your payments. You'll get paid more quickly. It looks great. Your clients will be impressed, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And then you just simply get a price, what you're going to charge to do that on a monthly basis. And that can be like an unlimited design sort of service that doesn't require you to have these $5,000-$8,000 a month clients that I think are more unicorns. I don't really think, from the folks I've spoken to who do that sort of thing, I don't think people are doing quite as well selling those sorts of unlimited design style services than you would see or that it would appear on X or Twitter or, social media writ large. So I would much rather, start small and think scale, right? A small offer that you can be, that can be iterated, improved, tweaked, critiqued, optimized, and scaled rather than, one super, having to find hyper high-end clients who have like an unlimited budget, to spend per month. If you are like a world-class, unicorn designer yourself, well, I'm not that, so maybe this is bad advice for you. But for 99% of the people out there who are agencies and entrepreneurs and who are creatives looking to scale an agency or a business or a brand, this to me is a much better approach. So too would be, doing the same thing on something like Carrd for testimonials. That's something I've, like ratings, reviews, Yelp reviews, Google reviews, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, all those sorts of product hunt, everywhere that people are getting reviewed in the world, using those reviews and embedding them on a landing page for clients is another irresistible offer that everyone wants. I mean, you're not going to find anybody who does anything in the world that requires their clients or customers to rate and review them to not want to actually have a page on their website that actually features all the fantastic things that people are saying about them. All right, so it's the same sort of thing. You can offer that on Framer just as easily as you can do that on Carrd, and those sorts of offers are ubiquitous in terms of their ability to be scaled. All right, so let me look at the other element of this question, which is, all right, so here's what I would say about profile pages as well. This is another element to this question, like really low-end services like building Linktree alternatives. I still think that's a great, if you pick a niche. Step one, pick a niche. Step two, find everyone in that niche on social media who's using Linktree. And step three is reach out to them and say, hey, here's a much better alternative. You can build your own brand on your own land rather than driving all of your valuable readers and traffic, etc., to Linktree's brand, right? Where they give you this, I guess it's free, link in bio style page. I mean, I wouldn't use that unless I was doing it very temporarily. And anyone who is using that like on a long-term basis is making a mistake, right? I mean, that's not the appropriate way of building your own brand on your own land. You want to actually have traffic coming to your website, and you want to be able to control the things that are available to your readers, your audience, your potential clients, your community. You don't want to be force-fed a cookie-cutter template that has no variability or no, tweakability. And again, I'm not really up on whether Linktree has changed any of that. I just know I don't know if there's some customization or they have widgets now. I mean, some of these other companies have introduced those things, but I still think you can, create those sorts of landing pages on Framer just as quickly as you can on Carrd. and you can do 50 a day. I could do 50 of those a day without any struggle. And I wouldn't want to, but I could. And if you're charging, a couple $100 per page, and you're doing that on card, for an example, those resolve to the client's domain name. You can't, it's a little different with Framer. I don't want to get too in the weeds here, but you can literally do 10 of those a day and charge a couple $100 and have those built on your client's Ian.com or JoeSmithDoctor.com or BobJonesPlumbing.com or, EdsPizza.com. I mean, rather than, sending that traffic to Linktree, or in Framer's case, you actually have to pay for hosting too to do that, which can add a little bit of priciness to the proposition. But nonetheless, that's a very easy business to scale. And I'd recommend that approach again as well over doing these high-end design style unlimited offers. Like you could find a therapy practice that has 20 practitioners, 20 mental health professionals, 20, whatever the profession is that they do, whatever the social work or, coaching or some sort of, nutritionist or whatever. There are tons and tons of those sorts of practices that have many people working under the umbrella of a single practice. And you could do an unlimited design agency sort of offer to those kind of places where you're doing those sorts of pages, but you're very strict about what it is that you're offering. You're not going to do like unlimited, website design. You're just doing profile pages for practices. And you can build one of those for every single, person who works under the umbrella of a single practice. And you can just scale that by, 100 different healthcare providers in the mental health space or in the, whatever the niche is that you're interested in. Plumbers, accountants, like all those places often have, a really shitty website that looks terrible, that's, kind of Wix design styled. And you can improve on that using something like Framer and then give each individual accountant or plumber or, carpenter or whatever their own individual profile page. So I think I've answered this in enough detail. If you have questions about this, again, if you're in our community, in our tiny course community, send me a question and I'll post an answer to you directly via your email that you've registered with, or just give me a different email if you're in the community and want it to go to a different email. If you're interested in just asking a question that you don't mind me answering in public like this, feel free to visit us, framerlove.com, or any of the various channels that people are finding my content, and I will just post the answer publicly to the best of my ability. And my advice is certainly not, it's fallible. So, just make your own decisions. But I'm pretty confident that I can give you, at least a gentle nudge in the direction of your goals. Teach what you know, do what you love, wake up the world with your work. As always, I appreciate you listening and have a wonderful day.